time to speak with Kathmandu Tribune. So what's been your experience so far, working in this EPL 2018?
Yeah, look, the tournament's been outstanding. I've really enjoyed it. I didn't quite know what to expect before getting here. You know, first time to Nepal. Spent an awful lot of time in India and Sri Lanka and Bangladesh and the like. But the cricket's been very good. The welcome has been outstanding, and we've absolutely loved every second of it. It's been fantastic.
Yeah, so you have worked for Ireland and even for the ICC. So like your past experience and your experience in Nepal, like what's been the difference and like what have you liked in Nepal?
I suppose the thing that stood out for me is the scale of the passion for the sport here. Cricket seems to be the #1 sport by a distance. The fans we've had come in, even when the games are in the morning, they've come in huge numbers, but they've made a great atmosphere. They're very knowledgeable about their cricket, they're very passionate about their cricket, and they just love the sport. So that's the thing that stood out for me. I think to play a game at 9 o'clock in the morning anywhere else in the world on a Wednesday or a Tuesday at a working day, and to still get a crowd of 3,000 or 4,000 has been fantastic. So I've loved it. Cricket's been good. The bowling's been particularly good. Some of the batting's been a bit mixed, the fielding's been a bit mixed, but the bowling's been outstanding. And it's been great to see the local Nepali stars shining, particularly in the latter stages in the playoffs of the TVS Everest Premier League.
Yeah, so you have watched Nepali cricket very closely, and I assume it's your first time in Nepal. Right.
Yeah. So first time to Nepal, but I followed the story of Nepal cricket over the last decade or more. I'm a big associate cricket fan. I love the developing nations.
Yeah.
I love the efforts to try and spread the game worldwide, and what better than a country with 30 million people where it's the #1 sport. The potential for the sport here is huge.
So what do you think? What should Nepal cricket improve to reach the test level? Because that's the next plan for Nepal cricket right now.
Yeah, so the big thing is you have ODI status now, and that was so important at the World Cup qualifier in Zimbabwe earlier in the year. I think now you've got ODI status, what you need to do next is start to get the board structure and set up reunified and re-entered into the ICC. I think that's going to be crucial, because you can't just be good on the pitch, you've got to be good off the pitch as well, and that's something, somewhere like Cricket Ireland where I used to work, they've done that really well. They've got a good boardroom, they've got a good backroom staff there, and that's helped them get to test status. The performances on the pitch are crucial, but you need the off the field stuff as well. So stuff like the TVS Everest Premier League is going to really help that. The overseas players coming in, they've really enjoyed it. They all want to come back. So if we could start seeing Nepal to host some international series now with ODI status, I'd love to see that, and I'd love to come back.
Yeah, we saw a few tweets by Cricket Ireland Twitter handle. A lot of fans were saying that maybe Ireland is going to come to Nepal. So can we see that happen maybe in the future?
Look, I think if it was up to the players, they'd absolutely love that. You've seen Kevin O'Brien and Paul Sterling; they've really enjoyed their time here, and they've loved playing in front of the big crowds, and the reaction that they've got from those fans has been huge. I could imagine if Ireland came for a series, the fans would pack the place out. It would be a great event, a great spectacle. But I suppose you've got all the different barriers you've got to get through with regards to, getting the CAN back reunified, back part of the ICC, getting official ODIs hosted. I know that there's some games next month in a couple of months' time against the UAE, which would be brilliant. But now you've got ODI status and T20I status that comes with that. Why not get some teams to come here? It'd be a great occasion. I'd love to be a part of it myself.
Yeah, so a lot of people have been following you and your commentary, and they might want to know about maybe a few things about you that your fans maybe they don't know about you. So is there anything you want to tell about you yourself?
Yeah, well look, I suppose with me what you see is what you get. I'm a huge cricket lover. I'm an absolute cricket tragic. I've been incredibly lucky over the last 10 years or so to work in the sport. I never quite made it as a player, but to be able to contribute to the sport first with Cricket Ireland over a 3 or 4 year period, and help them push towards test status and grow the game there and make it more mainstream, and then to get to go on and do a dream job like I did in the ICC for 3 years and really spread the gospel of the sport and grow the sport worldwide was a huge love of mine. But I suppose to know more about me is just I'm a massive cricket fan. That's why I'm so happy to be here in Kathmandu for the 2018 TVS Everest Premier League.
So what do you think is going to win tomorrow?
It's a big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look, I think the Patriots have been the form side in the tournament, but there's just something about the Gladiators. Their captain, Shard Vasaker, is a great leader. I love Ryan Tendashade. I think he's an outstanding cricketer and a great human. Mohamed Naveed is such a good bowler. And the big standout thing for me with the Gladiators is the way that Kushal Malla stood up over the last 2 games. It was so good to see a local young Nepali talent stand up and make the difference in those games, in both the very tight win over the Chitwan Tigers when they needed 47 to win off 5 overs and somehow got there, and then yesterday in the slightly easier win over the Kathmandu Kings 11. So look, I would say the Patriots are probably favourites, but I personally just have a feeling about the Barwar Gladiators.
So as you mentioned before that, batting has been a key problem for Nepal cricket. So what do you think Nepal should do, like when Pan is reinstated, like what they should do to improve the batting area of Nepal cricket?
Yeah, look, as I said, I think the bowling has been outstanding. It's been as good as many international teams. You've probably got a dozen left-arm spinners alone that could play international cricket, which other countries would die for. The batting, there is issues with, and it's not just in the techniques, it's also in the physique, the stature and the muscle mass of some of the local batsmen. He isn't accustomed to hitting big sixes. But somebody like Dipendra Singh Airi, I love his approach to batting, and that's, I think, the approach that maybe the local batters need to take. He's not very tall, but he hits the ball hard into the outfield, picks the gaps, runs lots of twos, cuts and pulls well. And I think if we can maybe follow a bit of a plan like that, we need to get the local players fitter and stronger, focus more on strength and conditioning. I know I've spoken to the national coach Jagat Tamata about this, and he says he doesn't get the players together for long enough. He gets camps for maybe 10 days or 2 weeks. He'd love to have them together for 6 weeks or 8 weeks, and that would make a huge difference. But the talent is there, there's no doubt. I think it's like a sleeping giant. Ryan Tendashade referred to Nepal as like Afghanistan 10 years ago. Perfect analogy, and the potential for the game here is just huge.
Yeah, so like you have been a part of EPL 2018. So can we expect to come again next year?
Well, look, if you would have me back, I would love to come back. The welcome, the reception, the hospitality we've received here, not just me as an Irishman, but also Kevin O'Brien and Paul Sterling and all the overseas players. We've been treated so well. The passion and the love and the kind nature of all of the local people has been so exceptional. I would love to come back.
Yeah.
I'd be back in a heartbeat. I'll be back in no time.
Yeah. So, like, in your opinion, like what the organizers, what should they do to take the EPL to the next level? Even for the associate nations, and even like attracting guest nation players.
Yeah, look, I think if you look at the league, it's definitely the best run 2020 league out of any of the associate nations. I thought it was outstandingly run, almost like a mini IPL. The branding, the marketing, the advertising, all run very well. There's one thing I think would make a big difference. I'm not sure if it's possible, but if you had a ground with floodlights and you could play the games in the evening, and then the second thing, which is crucial, and hopefully we can have it, maybe try and make this happen next year, is get it telecast overseas, because it's brilliant to put on this brilliant spectacle for all the local fans, but it's got to go out to the world. It's got to get to India, to Pakistan, to the Middle East, to Australia, South Africa, because the cricket is good enough. With names of the calibre of Kevin O'Brien and Ryan Tendashade and Mohammed Naveed, people want to watch. And I think if you could get it telecast, the broadcast has been very strong this year. It's been much improved by all accounts. I think the guys at AP1HD have done a great job with all the backroom staff, with Amar Akhtar, the managing director, and Tushar, the producer. But if we could get that out overseas, it's a little bit like putting on a massive party and only certain people can see it. I'd love the whole world to be able to see it.
So do we have any final message for your Nepali fans?
Well, look, I'd just like to say a huge thanks for the welcome and the love I've received. I've gone into the crowd quite a bit up at the Kurdapur International Cricket Ground, and the welcome and the enthusiasm has just been absolutely astounding and has blown me away. It almost feels a little bit like a second home here. I think the Nepali people and the Irish people are very similar. We like to live life with a full heart and a big smile. So yeah, huge thanks, and I can't wait to come back.
Thank you.